Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I want to welcome you here this evening in the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And it's members only chat tonight. That's who can be in the chat room. Everybody else, you can watch or you can join to become a member. And that's how you get the icon. And tonight, we have to talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Investor's life. Looking for that passive income. You know, whenever you're getting passive income, there's a cost involved. You're going to have to use some money to make passive income work. And it's part of investing. It's part of being an entrepreneur. Let's talk about it tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because passive income 2022 is necessary. You're going to need to make additional income, and you don't want to do it while you have to work for it. You want your money to make money for you. And let's get into it tonight. And welcome again. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much for being here on the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, and I appreciate it. Let's see who's in the house first, but before we do that, please smash the like button, and you know why. So the YouTube guys know that we have people in the house, and during the course, if you're not a subscriber of the channel, then please subscribe to the channel if you like what we're talking about. Now, let's see who's in the house tonight. And it looks like Professor Auntie Val's in the house. And I want to thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And of course, only members of the channel with the icon can be here. So thank you so much for being in the chat room. And she says her tagline, "Good evening, fam," with the heart, with the support, and with the strength. But she says, "Sorry, no notice today. Very unusual. Thank you for letting me know. And oh, by the way, only members can let me know tonight in the chat room if you received the notification from YouTube about the live stream. This is going to be very, very interesting if anybody did, because they started to almost break us out because we tied our record twice last week, except we haven't been able to break out. So now no YouTube notification from Professor Auntie Val. Laverne Penix is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room. And he has the icon next to his name. And he says, "Good evening, Auntie Val." Already showing the love. He's in the house. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the nickname, the AKA. This is Mr. Cool. He's here. Thank you so much again for your support. I appreciate it. And Auntie Val says, "Good evening, Laverne." There you go. Diesel Mike, early in the house tonight. Thank you so much for being here once again with the icon in the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And he says his tagline, "Good evening, Eric and SSN family." Good evening to you too, Diesel Mike. Thank you once again for being here. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live, where it's members only chat with the icon. Thank you so much for being in the house. And he says his tagline, "Hello all, let's do this." That's what we try to do here, ladies and gentlemen. In case you miss our live streams, that's what we try to do, because we are the No Guru Zone. We don't want any money from you. We want you to use your money to make money while you're sleeping tonight. All right? Just think about that, ladies and gentlemen. When you're out here buying something, when you're out here spending your hard-earned money, think about if you would have invested in certain vehicles. I don't care. I know a lot of people are against certain things. They're going, well, if I get dividend stocks, so what if I get $5 per year? So what if I get 10? Well, see, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a cost that's involved. You're sometimes going to have to do it for more than a year or two or three. But at the end of year 3 or 4, you won't mind having $1,000 or $2,000 coming in per month due to a passive investment that you have made. That is the object of the game, ladies and gentlemen. While you're sitting out here spending it, you could be spending it to help you in the long term. Passive income. That's what we're talking about. So once again, thank you, Victor Marrero, Laverne Penix. Oh, he's coming with this tagline, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Cool comes back in and he says, hello, SSN Nation. I hope all is well with everyone. Let's make some money. That's exactly what we're trying to do here, ladies and gentlemen, because as you guys know, don't act crazy. Don't act like you're oblivious. You know, when you go to the gas station, it costs more. When you go to the grocery store, it costs more. When you're paying your gas and electric bills, they cost more. When you're paying your cable bills, they cost more. Don't play with yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You know you have to make some more money. And let me ask you this. If you actually work and your work, your W-2 job is defined. So if they say, hey, you're making $6,000 a month, and then after taxes, $4,800 or $5,000, you're going to sit there and go, okay, well, if things just went up 50% more and you're still going to make that $5,000, something has to change, doesn't it? So if you put your money away, again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here at the beginning, because if you put your money away into a vehicle that can make you money while you sleep, you have now changed the game. So now you're not going to worry as much when you still make the same amount a year later and prices went up 50%, because you have that additional 50% and then some coming in. That's where you want to put yourself, ladies and gentlemen, because the future is now. And unfortunately, what's happening now is going to happen in the future. That's what you have to understand. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, I'm sounding like a doom and gloomer. Well, I hate to say this. I sounded like a doom and gloomer like 3 years ago. People were like, nah, everything's going great. Well, now look, it's not so great. All right. It's going down that way. All right, let's get into it. I received a notification. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The count off. We have the first person saying they received the YouTube notification. Auntie Val was on a roll. She was getting it like day after day after day for like a month or so. I was like thinking they were letting us out the doghouse here in the SSN Nation. But now I see we may be back. So we'll find out what happened. Oh, Auntie Val showing some more love. Diesel M, Victor M. Good evening, gentlemen. Victor Marrero also says, no YouTube notice from me either today. I literally had to search the feed. Oh, yeah, they put us back in. Remember last week I did go off a couple of times. You know that? I did go off a couple of times, so maybe that has something to do with it. Whenever I go off, there's already more punishment. Hello, everyone. Good to see the SSN fam here. Let's get to it. It's Utan Chi. He's a long-time member, a long-time subscriber. What I meant to say was long-time subscriber, but he just became officially joining the channel as a member with the icon. So I want to thank him once again for all the support over the years. I appreciate it. And again, I'm going to repeat, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And he says, hello, everyone. Good to see the SSN fam here. Let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. First off, I have to get a little juices flowing in here. Good evening, Auntie Val. I got to get you some juices going. I want to show you guys something, because I was having a little conversation earlier today. And, you know, these guys that are maybe smarter, these guys that, you know, hire all the best people. That's the theory. Whenever you look into the rich and powerful, you're thinking they know something that you don't know. And I just want to point out once again, because you have to understand, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel like you can't get ahead, like somebody's stopping you from getting ahead. Just know somebody is stopping you from getting ahead. You have to go through a lot to get ahead, ladies and gentlemen. And look on your screen here. Look on your screen very carefully. Do you see what that says? You see what this says? This is from June of 2021. The top 1% of Americans have about 16 times more wealth than the bottom 50%. Some of you may say, okay, Eric, I don't understand exactly what you mean. Here's what this means. The wealthiest 1% control $41.52 trillion in the first quarter. The bottom 50% only control $2.62 trillion. collectively, which is roughly 16 times less than those in the top 1%. Do you know what you can own with $41.5 trillion? Ladies and gentlemen, you know what they own, right? They own assets. That's what they own. Yeah, they own a lot of toys too. But the assets pay for the toys, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you have to understand. You have to be a top 1%er, top 10%er with the mentality that you have to get assets and passive income to come in. Do you realize? Look, in fact, hold on. Why don't I start asking some questions up in here? Do you guys happen to know what the United States deficit is? Anybody? You can look, you can Google it actually, but I just want somebody to put it down in the chat room because anybody that watches our live stream after it's live and it's on replay, they can see the chat room. But let me know what you guys show down here in the chat room because we need passive income, ladies and gentlemen. And Victor Morero is about to talk about one of the ways to get that passive income with Strong Block. It's dropped significantly, but it's still passive income. But anybody, let me see. I don't see anybody putting anything down there. What's our deficit in the United States? And the reason why I bring this up, is because this number right here, the top 1% control 41.52 trillion. And notice the word control. Notice the word control. You know why they use the word control? Because when you have Stop Struggling Now LLC, it's not under Eric Bird, right? When you have your company corporation or your company LLC, it's not under your name, but you control some of the assets that are in there. So that's why they use the word control. 41.52. Let me see if anybody gave me that deficit number in the chat room tonight. Let's see. Let me see. Nope, nobody gave it to me. Okay, well then we'll do it a different way. We'll do it a different way because this ought to get you to really look at some things. All right. Let me show you United States deficit. In fact, why don't I go to the deficit clock? Why not? I haven't looked at that thing really. I just see it on TV. Let me go see what it looks like. I've never actually went to this page. Let's go check this out. Remember the 41 trillion, right? 41 trillion. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Over here on the left-hand side, guess what the United States national debt is? 30 trillion. So the top 1%ers control more than the national debt. Do you think there's a correlation? Why do you think the rich keep getting richer? Because they have passive income coming in, right? You guys got to think about this. If you want to be up there, then you have to do what they do. That means you got to start businesses. You have to invest in businesses. You have to invest in the stock market. You have to invest in real estate just for starters. And if you really want to get real crazy, then you say, all right, let me go and invest in more companies. You're compounding basically your revenue. So you're going to buy companies that are making money. You're not going to buy dogs. You guys watch the Shark Tank. If the company's not making money, these guys aren't going to invest in it. Common sense. So that's why you need businesses to either start or invest in. We rarely have talked about investing in existing businesses because everybody likes that. I want to do my own thing, which I can't blame you. Being your own boss, well, you're going to work more than if you worked a regular job. But the point I'm trying to make here is think about the other alternative where these guys aren't starting their own business. They're buying or entering into partnerships with existing businesses that are already profitable. That's why when you watch Shark Tank, one of their first 2 or 3 questions is, how much money do you make? That is always the question, because how am I going to invest in somebody that's not making any money? I'm not going to give money away so I get no money back. You got to have your money working for you. So that's one of the first things that you should be doing is controlling your assets. How can you control your assets? You start your own business. Then once you start your own business, you can actually do the next level stuff, which means you're going to create trust. You're going to create LLCs. You're going to create companies above or on the side of an LLC. You're going to create subsidiaries. You're going to create several different businesses. So you have revenue streams coming from more than one business, maybe more than two, maybe more than three. Or hell, you might be like Miss 25 streams of income, Melanie Bonita, and have all kind of ways to monetize yourself. But that is your first order of business. And some of you may say, hey, Eric, I don't like that order of business. I don't want to start a business. I don't even want to buy a business. I don't want none of that, because that means I got to be hands-on a little bit. That means I have to talk to people. That means I might enter into an area that I don't know too well and might have to study a little bit. And I'm not good at math, and I'm not good at other things either, accounting, all these things that I should be looking for to protect myself. I understand that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a messenger. I'm just letting you know what the 1%ers own and what they're doing. So then that way, now you understand how they're able to accumulate all of this wealth at the expense of 50% of the American population, which has 16 times less, ladies and gentlemen, than the top 1%. We're talking about less than a few million people. Hear me correctly. A few million, like 3 million people, ladies and gentlemen, own more than 175 million people. You guys getting the picture yet? Are you getting the picture? All right. So once you understand what your goal and objective is, it's not pretty. You don't get to go out here and when's Lambo. None of that. Where's the 10,000 square foot mansion? None of that, ladies and gentlemen. You can get there, but you got to do the baby steps first. You got to start investing in yourself. And that means, well, I hate to say this, but that means you might have to limit that thing that you like, whether you have a vice towards jewelry or a vice towards luggage or a vice towards cars. Early on, you need to use some of that money to make investments into assets. And that's how you get your passive income coming in. Once you have your passive income coming in, then you can use that money to then go buy the toys. Don't go reverse, ladies and gentlemen, because reverse is the way it's taught. And way it's taught with reverses, they want you to buy liabilities, because you look good in that cool ass car. You look good in those cool ass clothes. You look good at the finest restaurants around town and the best locations. You look good living in the right neighborhood, except one little problem. You're buying liabilities. These guys are selling these liabilities to you, and you're eating it up. You're not realizing it. You're eating it up just for a badge, a name, a badge on a car, a badge on your clothes, a badge on your sneakers. You're eating it up so you can feel good. Ladies and gentlemen, you feel a lot better when you're walking around when you want, how you want, where you want. And you ain't got to answer to nobody, because all you're sitting there saying, I have revenue coming in, profits coming in. The only person calling you is a person that's saying, hey, we got a problem. And then you're like, what's the problem? Okay, well, fix it. This is how you fix it. This is what I'm going to agree to. Yes, this is what I need. Yeah, I'll agree. Spend $300 and pay the guy for fixing it. That's it. And you go on about your business. That's where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. You want your freedom papers. And you should be looking at it every day, every week, trying to get those freedom papers, because this ain't for the faint of heart. You guys know this. There's forces against you. For every business that you find that you would want to invest in, guess who's already trying to get that same business? The wealthy people. Not only are the wealthy people trying to get it, the people that are right next to you who's trying to say, I want a better life, they're trying to get it. So that's why when you're out here being a real estate investor and you're trying to buy something, and the next thing you know, somebody says, hey, we're selling this for $1 million. And you're thinking, oh, the numbers make sense. If I buy it at 1 million, I still have a nice profit. Everything's lovely. So you're saying, hey, here's my offer, 1 million. The guy says, you get it back saying, I'm sorry. we can't accept this offer. And you're like, I gave you full price. They're like, yeah, but somebody else actually said they're going to give us above price. So I can't accept your offer. That is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, because more and more people are getting smarter. That's why you here in the SSN Nation, you've always been ahead of the curve. Now it's time to implement, because more and more people, as the economy gets bad, if you have 175 million people, 50% is 175 million out of 350 million. And only 1% of those people own more than all these guys, all the 50 percenters combined, 16 times that. They have plenty of money to squash you. Plenty. So when you're out here going, oh, okay, I'll do 1.5, the number still makes sense. These guys are like, who cares? 2 million. So anyhow, that's my speech for the passive income, ladies and gentlemen. Just remember, you got to get it. So where are we starting? We're starting with the go-to, where the top 10% on 89% of the stock market. We always start with the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what's going to happen with the Federal Reserve. I don't really care what's going to happen with the economy. The situation is this: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Elon Musk and Tesla and the EV guys, Waymo is out here testing vehicles in California without drivers in them, the taxi service without drivers. It's here. These corporations are always going to be here. They own cloud. They own cloud businesses. They own computer making businesses, chip making businesses. They're part owners in the movie business and entertainment business and the graphics business. They own a large segment of what we do every day. They're not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. So your first order of business is to take more seriously the stock market investments. We can't have the top 10% owning 89% of the stock market. And again, everybody here in the SSN Nation, you guys already know. You already know. It used to be the top 10% owned like 92% of the stock market. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The bottom 50% made a 3% headway over the last 2-3 years. That's because Robinhood, Webull have been doing promotions. Get your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull down below in the description, below the video in the description, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still running that. There's other places that are giving free stocks away as well and getting people into the stock market. So imagine that you get 100 million people into the stock market. Yes, I understand. You have 16 times less the money that the other guys have, but we're chipped away a little bit. So soon as we get more people who are in the bottom 50% to start investing in passive income, because stocks give you dividends, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the stocks gives dividends, meaning that's passive income. Some give passive income every month, and some give passive income every 3 months. Some give it every year. But nonetheless, you didn't have to do anything, except you did have to take a risk and invest in the stock. But if it's a dividend stock, hold it forever. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be around for eons. They just keep buying up whatever competitor comes into play. Whenever there's something new that comes out and they didn't think of, they buy them up too, because they have stocks. They sell around the world. You have to think about this too. All right, enough of that on the soapbox this evening. But stocks is number one. Real estate also in the family affair is real estate. And we'll get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what else, because I have other people in the house. So we have the notification from Diesel Mike, the love from Professor Auntie Val, Diesel M, Victor M. Good evening, gentlemen. And then Victor Morrell said, no YouTube notice for me either. I literally had to search the feed. Utan G, we already welcomed him into the house, and he has his let's get to it. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right. And then we got down to Diesel Mike showing some love, welcoming Auntie Val in the house. And then this is where Victor Morrell says, good evening, Auntie Val, but staying strong. I hear the stronger token is already out as of today. I can see it on the ETH blockchain. I don't know if the stronger token is out. If it's on the blockchain, then it's out. I agree with you. So this is going to be very, very interesting, this model, moving to the blockchain. Let's talk about stronger in a second. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday, but it's not Monday. It's Wednesday. The making money is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But today is Wednesday, where it's SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only chat. That's it. Everybody else you can watch. You can watch the replay, but that's it. And he says, hello, Eric, SSN family. I'm ready to learn. I love that exactly. Ready to learn, Brian P. Welcome in again. That's what you have to be willing to do, ladies and gentlemen. You have to learn. If you want to be passive income maker, then you have to learn. And then here's Auntie Val, Professor Auntie Val. Yes, minted yesterday. Distribution starts about the 5th, I think. Okay, so we have a few people that own or have bought the nodes with strong block. I want to know what you guys think that's going to happen when they do the chain. Here's I won't even say it yet, but let me know what you guys think about the chain and how the ecosystem is going to work. If there is an ecosystem at all, let me know what you guys think. All right, we'll go there. Now, let's get into the rest of this. Stella Luna's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream with members only chat. Thank you so much for being here with the icon. Of course, you can be here with the icon because you're a member and it says hello, blessings. I received a notification. Okay, that's 3 people with the notification, but we're going to be hard pressed to get to the record tonight because 2 people did not receive the notification. So there you have it. Utan G, Brian P, Stella L, good evening from Professor Auntie Val. There you go, showing some more love. 45 trillion is the national debt. All right, Brian P, he's escalated it a little bit. Actually, it's 30 trillion, but he's actually thinking properly. I like the way he's thinking because he's thinking like me. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. So you guys know here in the SSN Nation, we talk about derivatives. So in reality, that 30 trillion in deficit, think about this. Somebody's getting a contract from the United States government, just like right now when they said, hey, we're going to give like $10 billion to Ukraine, right? Or we're going to give arms to Ukraine and we're going to spend money. Think about giving the defense contractors, a $10 billion contract. The contract says $10 billion over X amount of time. Imagine these guys go out and say, hey, who will give me a loan of $4 billion for this 10 billion contract? So it's deeper than the 30 trillion deficit because it's borrowed money on top. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. All right, I'll give you about 3 seconds, but think about where that is. And that also is passive income when you really think about it. If you can get into a contract, now, shall I say it? Because what we talked about right now, contract, derivatives, where else are you going to get passive income? We talked about dividend investing with the stock market. That's how you can do it. Some of the stocks you might want to look at, PSEC, because I haven't given out that name in a while, AGNC, A is in Apple, G is in George, N is in Nancy, C, S is in Sam, HLX. All right. Dividends, ladies and gentlemen. M is in Mary, F is in Frank, A, and a stock split. Crazy. MFA, which, by the way, somebody gave me that one, which I forgot about. We talked about investing in that like 2 years ago in March or April of 2020 because they were still giving out dividends and you were over in the double digits. That's right, higher than 10% a year on your money. All right. So check out AM, right? A as in Apple, M as in Mary. Okay. Those are some of the good ones right there for as far as I'm concerned. All right. There's also Main, MAIN, once a year, $1 something per share they give out this year, I believe. So now back to contracts. Now, here's what crypto is doing. They're using contracts to give people 1% a day, 3% a day, 1%, 2%, 3%, 0.7. It's unheard of. I know it's unsustainable, but they have contracts where you are earning money, crypto rewards is what they call it, interest. If you're dealing with Celsius and Nexo, I have links down below in case you want to be conservative and you say, hey, I want 8% per year or 6% per year on my crypto. If you're in the US, if you're outside the US, it could be 13%, 12, 17%. But inside the US, you can have your crypto earn money for you passively. Every Monday, they give you back some more of that interest into your account. So it compounds every Monday. The money is working for you. That's a contract that we have when we're talking about strong block, when we're talking about drip network, when we're talking about power nodes. And by the way, the neighbors in the metaverse is coming up. And just because you own a house or a condo or a mansion, you will receive rewards starting at 0.3% for a condo, 0.3, 0.6 for a home. And again, I can't remember the number for that mansion. I believe it was 0.9. I think that's what it was. 0.9. And guess what? April 2nd, when the neighbors comes out and they have the neighbor token, NEIBR, I believe that's what it is. It's going to be $50. That's what the rate is when it comes out. You start earning passive income the next day if you own a condo, a house, or a mansion. And if you put furniture inside, which means you're buying furniture in the metaverse, making an ecosystem, if you do that, they give you an additional like half a point or point. One more percentage point is good. All of a sudden, 3% could be 4, 6% could be 7, 8 or 9% could be 9 or 10, or 1.0. That's very powerful, ladies and gentlemen. And this is something new in the metaverse. I don't know if this is going to be sustainable, but this can be very, very interesting, a metaverse. And then you guys know how this works. If there's high demand and that coin goes higher than $50, and all of a sudden, let's say it doubled to 100. Now, instead of getting like $1.50 because you own a condo, now all of a sudden that's $3, right? Per day. So now you can start realizing passive income is where you want to be. Now, the only thing with crypto is it sustainable? Will it be around 2 years, 3 years from now? Down below in the description, get your free $10 from Coinbase, Bitcoin, free $10 of Bitcoin from Coinbase. The link is down below in the description. And everybody knows, get your free $5 of Shiba, or they'll give you Doggy Coin or ADA or XRP. Get your free $5 from Webull. The link is down below. Don't be shy. The drip network that I mentioned, you can receive 1% ROI of the coin price every day. The link is down below using the Joshua Felder link because he actually shows you how to get started into the drip community, and you have to have an invite. So I leave the invite link down there. It's Joshua Felder's invite link. There's a video on the channel, so you can go check it out. Nothing is new. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. I already went to the Stellar Luna, the 45 trillion. Utan G says, hey, hello, Auntie Val. Good to see you. Stella Luna showing some love. Good evening at Professor Auntie Val as well. Victor Marrero, first 5 months of fiscal year, 475 billion. Are you kidding me? This is out of control. Exactly, Victor Marrero. You guys, ladies and gentlemen, what you do not understand, that 475 billion, you know whose pocket it's coming out of? Yours. You're paying taxes, aren't you? It's coming out of your pocket. So you guys are going to have to understand. This is why the cost goes up for everything. They have to tax you, and they have to tax you on what you're purchasing as well. So they're taxing you on what they're spending without your choice, and they're taxing you for whatever you buy. Double whammy. And that's why you have a Social Security number in the United States, ladies and gentlemen. They're monetized. You're a subsidiary of the Corporation of the United States of America. Indentured servant, because you're out here working, and then out of your work pay, they tax you. Those taxes go to fund this 475 billion, which obviously That's a lot of money, right? So if you took 475 billion and said, well, we're just going to give that to 350 million Americans, we all would have a nice little chunk of change. That just gives you an idea how much the IOU is and how many generations it's going to take to pay off this IOU, because you're going to die. All right. So that's why you want to get passive income in here. And by the way, let me appeal to something else for you. Do you understand what's going to happen to your kids, your great grandkids, and your great great grandchildren? Do you understand what's going to happen if they do not have passive income coming in? There is no way on this planet that they will be able to sustain a nice, decent life if everything every 10 years is going to continue to go up 25, 30, 40% from today's prices. Even if you went out, instead of saying, hey, Eric, it actually went up 40% over the last 2 years, just go out 5 years. What if something went up over 5 years from now? It's going to cost 40% more. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Who's getting raises 5 years? Who's getting raises of 8 or 9% per year? Nobody. Think about it. All right. So another way to get your passive income is obviously what we've been talking about all year, because these new vehicles came out. And so therefore it has to come, and you have to try and make these little investments, make your money work for you. Yes, it's high risk, I know, but you're out here risking it anyhow. So when you go down and buy some Starbucks, when you're out here, and I got some tropical smoothie today, when I'm out here buying all these little things, hey, I could have used that little $10 and put it into something. Who knows? Right? The little Starbucks every day, or every other day, or whatever you're doing, your habits that you're using, that $50, $100, $150, you could have put it into a passive income stream. All right. So just think about that. Because if this node projects like Power Node, for instance, Strong Block, Vapor FI, I have links down below for Vapor FI, by the way, because there's a referral code for them. Again, they give 1% also per day. You earn rewards. COPS, COTPS, is 3% or plus 3% so far, even though their stuff shows it's high risk because they're untrackable, untraceable. They're still giving 3% to 3.5% every day, because you're taking it from transactions. It's not like a node project. So I don't even know if I have the COTPS referral link in the description below. But here's what I am going to do. I'm going to pull up something and put it in the chat room, just in case I don't have it down below, because I can't remember if I put it down below or not. So I'm going to put the link to COT. Now, this is high risk, ladies and gentlemen, but 3% per day. So I put it in the chat room so you can check it out. I think we talked about it before, but it's at the start of 2022, 64% of U.S. population has been living paycheck to paycheck. That is correct. Thank you so much for bringing this up, Victor Marrero. Up 61% in December 2021. Not having multiple streams of income is suicide. That's right. Exactly, well put. Nothing else to say about it. The numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. So when people are out here acting like all is good, this is the numbers. 64% is living paycheck to paycheck. The numbers all correlate, because that's what we talk about here. We don't deal in fantasy land. Everybody in the SSN Nation over the years knows 60% of the population does not have $500 in a bank account, which leads to AKA 64% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. It all makes sense, doesn't it? And then people in the SSN Nation already knew 2 or 3 years ago that 70% of the population doesn't have $1,000 in the bank. So this 64% number living paycheck to paycheck makes perfectly good sense. But you also realize 7 out of 10 people, 7 out of 10. So again, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing on Instagram and social media, where everybody's looking like they're living the time of their life. Yeah, you might be living the time of your life, but 7 out of 10 people are not. So you're looking at the few people who are out here living their life, but 7 out of 10 basically go to work, come home, party because they're on a weekend for 2 days, and then go back and get back to work, because if you miss work, you're going to have financial problems. So therefore, this is what you want to avoid as you get older, because make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, you're replaceable. All right? But thank you so much for bringing that up, Victor Marrero. I appreciate it. And here we are again. Victor Marrero says Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500 down some today. We have to stay on it, folks. The other side is mighty sweet. Don't want to be the next person holding an empty bag. Exactly. You don't want to be holding the empty bag. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. But again, you're going to have to take risk. All right? You're going to have to. Vanessa Kamagate, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream, where it's members only that can be in the chat room. Everybody else can watch. And on Monday and Friday live stream, everybody can be in the chat room and everybody can watch. But Vanessa Kamagate says, hey, boss and SSN fam, hello to you. Very glad and happy to see you once again. Thank you so much for being here. Auntie Val, what's good, sis? Showing the love. Auntie Val, good evening, queen. I'm good. There we are. And all right, here's the COTPS in the chat room. That's if you want to earn 3% per day on your money. Now, this is a manual situation. They do have a script, but I remind you, the script is functioning and working, but whenever a site updates, then the script will not work. They have to redo it. And the scripts, some people are giving away ways to get a script that works for free. Some people are charging 20 or 30 bucks for somebody to install the script for them because people don't feel comfortable doing it. But nonetheless, so far, I started, what was it? It was the 21st of March. Here it is, the 30th. So it's been 9 days. We started with $142 and we're up to roughly $177. So it's an extra 30 some dollars. I do not run the script. I basically whenever I think about it, every couple of hours is when you can actually redo some deals. So I actually just manually remember. I don't even have a timer. I just like, oh, well, it's probably 2 hours now. Let me go look. So then I run it. And so far it's been about 3% to 3.4, 3.5%. Even when I go to sleep, there's a couple of cycles that nothing happens because I'm sleeping. So I'm not actually doing the transactions. So therefore, I don't get anything, but I'm still around 3% regardless. So that just gives you an idea. So that's roughly that's like $45 off of 142 in 9 days. So now if we start thinking about this, so let's call it 10 days. Tomorrow I should be at 180. So we'll call it 10 days. We're going to talk almost $38. So start thinking, if you start with 140 and you get $40, that's not a bad return. That's like 30%. That's what it should be, right? And like I said, I'm not even running on auto with the script. So I'm still getting damn near 3% per day. It's working out so far. Now, how long this lasts, I don't know. It's high risk. That's why you should be using beer money. I was testing it out. 9 days is not long enough for the test because let's face it, Wonderland in Time was smoking hot for like 4 months. All of a sudden sugar went to you know what. But the point I'm trying to make is it was high risk because nobody knows what's going to happen with these DAOs over a year. It was just mostly brand new, just like Strong Block. They were doing gangbusters for a year. Nobody figured that their coin price would be like $130, especially when they never were seemingly below $450 for months. $450 up to over $1,000 is what happened. It kept fluctuating, but nonetheless, nobody. If you would have told somebody 4 months ago, oh yeah, Strong Block's going to go to $135 or something, they'd have been like, you're crazy. Well, here we are. It dropped down there, but you're still earning passive income, and they're starting something new, apparently a strong chain, But let me know what you guys think about the strong blockchain. Let me know. But again, we're talking about passive income. Strong block gives you 10% of the coin price still, ladies and gentlemen. So even if the coin price is $135, you're getting $13 the next day. You got to like that, right? Okay. Let me know if you don't. Let's see who else is in the house. Wilson Koo is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream with the icon. Thank you so much for being here. And he has his tagline in tow, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Mr. Bird and SSN family. 100% facts. I sell money. He sells money. You heard what he says. If you want to go find some money, then you have to go see Mr. Koo's website. That is called Quick, Q-U-I-K, Easy, easyfunds.com. Quickeasyfunds.com. Quick, easy. E as in Eric, Z as in zebra, funds.com. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Go see him, whether you have your business and you need money, whether you have real estate deal that you want to do and need money, whether you're starting a business and you're running it on Amazon or eBay and you have revenues coming in, he can help you with that business. If you have acreage sitting there doing nothing, he can help you get investors to put something on there and possibly fund some ideas and things to go on your land. That's why you have to see Mr. Koo. Now, of course, you can always send me an email at support@stopstrugglingnow. And what I'll do is I'll send Mr. Koo your email address, or I'll send you his email address and you can get in touch with him. You can do it that way too. But whatever your heart desires, this is 2004, 2005, 2006 all over again. And if you're new and don't understand what I mean by that, that meant in 2004, 5, and 6, you were able to do loans and packaging with loans and do all kind of things with borrowing and lenders. That's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, Wilson Koo has all kind of programs going on, like the one he mentioned the other day was incredible. But here's the thing, you have to be making money. You can get loans, lenders with a 450 credit score and up. But you do have to make 15K per month, as I recall. You have to show an average of 15K per month of revenue coming in, not profits. Profits and revenues are two different things. So as long as you have $15,000 coming through, long as you have 450 credit scoring up, you can get money, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he says he sells money. See how simple this is? It's not what you know, it's who you know, and then what you know. That helps. All right. You got to know who to find, who to look for. But Wilson Koo is here. We have other people that are in the house. We have entrepreneurs. We have investors in the house, ladies and gentlemen. So you never know what you're going to find out around here. Wilson Koo says, evening at On TV, Vanessa K, Diesel M, Laverne P, Utan G, Victor M, Brian P, Stella L, showing the love in the house. Hey, Koo man from Professor Auntie Val. Wilson Koo, good evening, sir. Nothing but love in the SSN Nation, ladies and gentlemen. We're 49 minutes in. Please smash the like button so the YouTube guys know that we have somebody in the house watching. Then if you like what we're talking about so far, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And if you just showed up, then you missed the magic number where 1% of the wealthiest own 41 trillion. That's right, control 41 trillion. And the bottom 50% only controls I can't remember the number, 2.4, 2.5 trillion. So top 1% owns more wealth 16 times what the bottom 50% owns. And you wonder why the rich keep getting richer. Here's why the rich keep getting richer. You guys know we've talked about this before. It's because when the housing prices went up 20% in 2020, guess who owns the bulk of that? The top 1%ers. When the housing prices went up another 20% in 2021, start doing the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just keep this plain and simple. If if you owned $2 trillion and somebody else owns $30 trillion, 20% on two, okay, cool. You own 2,400,000,000. Nice. But the top 1%ers, they only control 30 trillion, but that 20% for them means another 6 trillion. They now have 36 trillion, ladies and gentlemen. You see the difference? That's why the rich keep getting richer, because they control more of the assets. That's why you have to get your assets and get the passive income coming in here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why in 2022, I'm talking passive income. Auntie Val. So you're recharging and depositing stable coins, USDC, USDT via TRC20 network. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, because the TRC20 network doesn't cost me as much as the ETH network. And by the way, the COTPS program takes the TRC20 token, so you have to use the TRC20 token. The only problem is United States citizens, when we go to Coinbase won't allow you to withdraw USDT. They won't let you withdraw USDT on the TRC20 network. That's where the problem comes in. So once you understand that, because it's cheaper, just like Strongblock has the problem about Ethereum, so therefore the fees that Ether charges is so ridiculous, and that's why people don't want to do it sometimes. And a lot of people loved it when they were given that $50 a day, $75 a day, that kind of thing. Now that it's down to 13 or whatever, it's not as attractive as it was at one time, but it's still passive income, ladies and gentlemen. And as long as they stay in business, that passive income keeps coming in. And if they stay in business for 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, you're going to love passive income for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And what if you're able to receive passive income for 10 years, 15 years? And the number gets larger and larger. Just like I gave you the illustration about the real estate, the top 1%ers own 30 trillion, and then 20% to them means 6 trillion more. Whereas if you only owe 2 trillion, 20% more is only a few hundred million. Big difference. So needless to say, they're going to outpace the lower 50% all the time, except there's a problem. When that 20% went up in real estate, I know their holdings aren't all real estate, but I'm just giving an example. That 6 trillion is more already than, that's 3 times the amount of the bottom 50% wealth of 2 trillion. Think about that. So it's 16 trillion now. It's only going to get worse, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way to get better unless you guys start realizing you better join them. You better figure out where this passive income is. You better get that real estate. You better get those stocks. You better get those index funds. You better get those dividends. You better get some real estate. You better get multifamily real estate. You better get rental real estate coming in. You better be getting yourself some businesses, because if you want to help out your family down the road, you're going to need that. You're going to need it, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no escaping. You're not going to be able to escape. If you live another lifetime, another 25 years, if you think prices right now are crazy, you already know 25 years from now, prices are going to be higher. Right? So just like right now in 2000, people thought prices were high then. And they were like, oh my God, what's going to happen if prices go even higher? Well, then 2006, 4, 5, and 6 came along. And all of a sudden, the housing prices just doubled. And then you saw what happened. You inflated the balloon got burst. Then what happened? Same thing, except this time it took 12 years, 13 years. All of a sudden, they're back to that 20% increase in prices. Anybody can damn near get a loan. All this is back again, just to inflate it up. But this time when it busts again, who's going to be able to pick up the pieces? 2 trillion versus 41 trillion. You tell me who's going to be able to get more property, real estate, multifamily. You better get on board, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm going to tell you before it's too late. Vanessa Comagate, what's good, cool man? I know I'm preaching a lot about the passive income tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm giving you ways to make it happen. Down below in the description, I have the Drip Network. They're giving 1% per day. Their coin price is in the 30s right now. It hovered around $100 for the longest, even higher than that. And all of a sudden, it has a power drop down to $33, $34, but it's still 1%. Again, $100, 1% is $1, right? So therefore, if you can get in and get multiple hundreds, and you'll take that 1%, because now let's just put it simple. 1,000 means 10. Let's just keep it what it is, right? That means you're going to basically have $10 for the 1% per day, $300 a month. That's why I said in the title, there is a cost. All this stuff about Stella Luna, good evening, fan from Vanessa Comagate, all this stuff about you're going to make $2,000 a day, $5,000 a day, just do this, buy my course. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. You can buy the courses, you can listen to them, but the bottom line is you're going to have to put some money somewhere that's going to make it for you. You're not going to be able to run 20 businesses, 10 businesses. You can't do it. So you're going to need some passive income streams coming in, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you need as many as possible because you never know what the future is going to hold. And some of the businesses you're going to do are not going to be efficient nor be able to run well because things change. New laws come into effect, new businesses come into effect, and all of a sudden now you have to do something different. And I'm going to use the one that a lot of people know about because you still see those red boxes at like 7-Elevens, because that was one of their things. If you go back 10 years, 15 years, Redbox was in grocery stores and Walmart, everywhere. When people were leaving and going, you could get your DVD out of the Redbox. People who bought those Redbox machines was loving life. They were making passive income all day and night. But then Netflix and streaming services started coming out the last 7 years, 8 years, 5 years. They started getting more proficient. They said, we're going to start our own shows. We're going to not even have to deal with NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox. We're going to make our own shows, our own studios, and we're going to do their DVDs. They started streaming. Now, how many people are running down to that same Redbox? The same thing is occurring here, ladies and gentlemen. The bank's not going to give you 1% a day. Crypto's trying to do it, whether they succeed in the long term or they're trying to give you 10% of the coin price. But either way, we don't know if they're sustainable for 5, 10, 20 years. But if they are able to last 2 years, 1 year, then a lot of people become wealthy. That's what I'm trying to say. So you have to take a small risk, even though what's a small risk? 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. In some people's eyes, any of those numbers may not be a small risk. That's a high risk in a lot of people's eyes. But high risk, high rewards is what you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not sustainable. You're not going to be able to live on if inflationary numbers as simple as 5% every year. How are you going to create 5% more of something that you don't make? You don't get to print money. So where's this 5% more going to come from? There's a cost involved, and it costs you cheaper today than it will later. And that's something to think about, because I'll give you an example. A lot of people say, hey, Eric, I'm going to buy this stock, or I'm going to buy this real estate, or I'm going to go into this crypto. And then they look at all of these assets that they bought and they're like, man, stock market went down 20%. Crypto went down 50%. Real estate is skyrocketing. But then one day you're going to be saying real estate is down 40% or 30%. That's why you have to take time and do the investments over time. So if it takes you 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, that's worth trying than doing nothing at all, because you're going to be left behind. All right. Maria Barnes is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And she has the icon. Thank you so much for that. And she says her tagline starts, "Good evening, Eric and SSN family. How is everybody doing? I'm a little late, but I'm here. I received a notification." Okay, we're coming back, ladies and gentlemen. That's 5 people that have received a notification. And oh, yes, Maria Barnes, don't think I have forgotten. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, AKA Mrs. Cool is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And Mr. Cool once again says, "Evening, Mr. Cool." And Victor Morel, Strong Block is the OG. Having its own blockchain and token brings utility to the platform. Even at this price, you still make money. It will just take some of us longer to get our initial investment. Victor Marrero, very well said, because how it works, ladies and gentlemen, is dollar cost averaging. Actually, dollar cost averaging works across the board. So at one time, the coins were, let's say, for $5,000 to make it easy. I mean, $500, which it was. It would cost somebody roughly, because of the ETH fees, around 56. Well, I always said 55. I'd always do 10%. But anyhow, let's just say $5,500 to get their 10 coins to make a node. So then they would be receiving $50 per day. Then that $50 a day is $1,500 per month. If you bought more than that and you had 2 of the nodes, that's $3,000 per month. Well, the coin price dropped to 135. So we'll just say, I'll even go up and make it 150. So then you know it's $15 a day now. But some people paid $5,500 to get in. But 15 times 30 is 450. So you're still going to get a percentage every month. Now, here's the kicker. If Strong Block rises back to its former glory, where it's $600 or $700 or $800 a coin, therefore, I haven't looked into it. I don't know what's going to happen when the chain, but therefore you could be receiving $60, $70, $80 per day, and that changes the whole thing, the paradigm shift, because $2,000 per month passively is much different than $90 or $100 per month. All right, so those are the kind of things that you are going to experience, the ups and downs. But some passive income is better than no passive income, right? And it is a risk. All right. But nonetheless, if you bought at the 500 number and you got 10 coins for 5,500, it would be a good move to buy 10 more at 14 or 1,500. So now the dollar cost average between the 5,500 and let's say the 1,500 is $7,000. So now you bought it down to $3,500 for dollar cost average. Now, when it goes back up, if it ever gets up to 300 or 350, now you're back to where you want to be. So that's something to think about. But at the same time, we talk about risk. It always could go to 0 or less than 135 or less than 150, less than 100. You just don't know. But they're trying to build out an ecosystem, because they were living on this thing where other projects were investing into Strong Block. So Strong Block had a high demand, so that always kept their price up, and they still have a high demand. But this little stronger chain that they're doing, that has kind of upset, I think, the little ecosystem that they had, and nobody really knows what's going to happen. But we're going to find out shortly, and we're going to talk about that on Friday, right? All right. Laverne Penix, he says, "I got the notification." That's number 6, ladies and gentlemen. And Vanessa Comagate says, "I got the notification." That's 7. That's beautiful. And Andy Ortiz is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And of course, he has the icon, because it's only members only that can be in here. And what's up, everybody, is what he says. How's everybody doing? Everybody is doing fine, I hope. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. And Auntie Val says, "Good evening, Maria B. and Andy O." Thank you. We're up to 9. I got the notification. That's Wilson Koo, I believe. Let me know if I'm off, but I think we're up to 9. And because we could have been at 11 if Victor Marrero would have gotten the notification, and if Auntie Val would have gotten the notification, we could have tied the record tonight. But anyhow, they did not. Wilson Koo, evening at Andy O. Anybody else get that notification from YouTube, or did you guys see the trailer? Let me know. Also, let me know what you guys think about the countdown, the new countdown that I started doing. That's going to be the new one. I like it. And it has a theme song for SSN Nation. That's the one I'm using. I'm using that as a theme song right now. That's what I'm calling it. All right. Wilson Koo, Evening at Maria B. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we talked about stocks and dividends and getting that passive income. We talked about crypto and dividends and getting that passive income. And down below in the description, below the video right now, there's free stock, free crypto that you can get. There's links. That's right. You don't have to pay. It's not a, phishing scam or nothing like that. These are Coinbase. It's Webull. It's Robinhood. It's Webull, also where you get your free stocks. So they're reputable companies, so to speak, in the overall general population, but not really reputable as far as when they're when companies can call Robinhood or Webull and say, hey, stop the trading. We don't want people to buy because we're losing money because we shorted the stock. I don't like that part, but nonetheless, they are actually companies. They're not some unknown names. Andy Ortiz, hello on TV, and Wilson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about real estate. That's how you should be getting some of your passive income as well. We've always talked about short-term rentals here, but short-term rentals, that's just one piece of a puzzle. With Wilson Koo in the house, you can actually get real estate, multifamily real estate that you may need to rehab, because he can get you rehab loans at the value after rehab value is what I call it, ARV, after rehab value. So if you can buy a property for, I'll use a round number, for $600,000, and after it's done, because they appraise it, if you fix it up, it's going to be worth 1.2, and you only need like 200 grand, you could get the full 800, fix it up, resell it at the 1.2, and you got to go see Wilson Koo. All right. It's possible, ladies and gentlemen. It's possible. All right. Anything is possible right now. This is 2004, 5, and 6 all over again. So we're going to call it 2020, 2021 is just like then, where there's options and opportunities that you can get with real estate. And doing the short term, it's going to be millions of people are entering the short-term markets. But hey, a tiny house in somebody's backyard is rented out on Airbnb and VRBO. Okay? A tent on people's 5 acres is being rented out short term. Not month to month where you get paid less, but short term where you could charge people 100, 200 a night. That is a powerful thing. And that gives ordinary citizens an option that they never had before, like even just, 10 years ago. Airbnb didn't exist until around 2011. All right. So 10, 11 years ago, this opportunity where you could receive passive income through renting your barn in the back, that was not available to people. Also, more people were working. There's less people working now than before. So therefore, millions of people need extra revenue. And if you have a home and you have a house in the back or on the side or some way to monetize your property, even if you live there, you turn that liability into an asset, because you can make revenue from that lot it's sitting on or acres it's sitting on. Airbnb, VRBO, and some other companies are the way to go. That's passive income. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking. It's an hour and 9 minutes. Please smash that like button, because you never know if the YouTube gods are paying attention, which they need to, because we're giving people the information that they need. So that way you're not going to be slaughtered like sheep. Okay? That's what we do here. All right. So since it's an hour in, let me go to promo video. Need a little water. And we'll go there. So let's see here. I know what I did the other day was the Nashville. So now we're going to go a different route this time. Check this out. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And once again, if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. So then this way, you hopefully will get YouTube notifications. All right. That was part of the SSN lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you want to do when you're younger. You don't want to wait till you're 70 years old to go around and have fun and check out what's around the world. Do you guys realize a lot of people never leave like 500-mile radius their whole life? Some of it's due to just comfortable being in their surroundings. The other is basically 70% of the population doesn't have $1,000 in the bank, which now means how can you go someplace if you don't have $1,000? Because it costs more than $1,000 normally if you want to go traveling around and check out some new experiences and sites. So that would give an explanation in itself. And the fact that prices are increasing and you have less money in the coffers, that means less people are going to be traveling around. And you know who's going to be traveling around? The top 20, top 10%. The ones that have trillions of dollars of wealth. And you know what that means? Start thinking about around the world that there's 7.6 billion people. So just so you guys understand, when people say, hey, companies are going to go out of business and it's never going to hurt the wealthiest because they have multiple companies across multiple sectors. It's always you and I, the people that are in the regular 500 club, as I call it. All right. That's the club where 50% of the population resides, right? The wealthiest own more than all of us, 16 times. They still get to roam around the planet. So does the top 10%. Because you guys know, well, maybe you don't know, the top 10% of the wealthiest own more than 70%. 70% of the wealth, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom 500, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, you're at 30% when you include the other 9% to get to top 10. That's right. Can you think about that? It gets sadder. Now, when you start thinking about 10%, 10% of 350 million is still 35 million people. That's in the US. Never mind, this is across the board around the world. Same type of numbers. So when you start saying, okay, in Europe, what are we talking about? A few more million people. You add in another 10 to 15 more million people that are also a part of the top 20% of the wealthiest. Now you start understanding 50 million people minimum. We haven't even gotten to Mexico, South America, Australia. We haven't even gotten there yet. So what you'll realize is there's 100 million people who are well off. So there's 100 million people that are still going around traveling and spending money. Again, that should give you an idea of the type of businesses that you should have. So when somebody says, I'm going to do a business, and you're thinking it's based on price, sometimes you want to start a business and you go, wait a minute, I think I want to deal with the high-end customer. Sure, I might only get 2 or 3 customers, but I'll take 2 or 3 customers that's going to pay me $500, $1,000, $2,000 versus trying to get 20 customers that's going to pay me 50 to 100. You see my point? I hope you understand. Sometimes it's better to be like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and designer brands. They don't need millions of people to buy. They just need a few 100,000 people to buy because their prices are priced accordingly. And they build their product accordingly. Unless you know where their factory makes it in China. That's not for everybody. But some of these companies use factories out of third world countries. And then once you understand the ecosystem, then you understand ordinary citizens. It's fun to be doing backdoor deals. It's fun. It used to be fun. You know the manufacturers in, well, it used to be Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong. Vietnam, you know the manufacturers. Except because you don't live in those countries, you don't know that some of the luxury brands are made in these countries, or some, a little bit of what their product line is. You don't realize it's made there. And then you find out it's made there, and then you have friends that go on planes to these locations. And they just go to the factory, buy it directly from the factory and bring it back home. Drop it off to you, and it only costs hundreds of dollars versus thousands. These are the things that happen around the world. Meanwhile, there's people out here going, I got to go to Louis Vuitton. They got to go to all these designer places. I got to go to the best places, right? Little do you know, stuff is made around the world for pennies on the dollar. And that's why the wealthy continue to get wealthier, because they understand profits, margins, which you need to be familiar with. And then you don't need to be afraid of pricing your product higher than what you think people would pay for it. You always want to go higher, by the way, is what I say. Hey, look at this. SSN Lifestyle Founders Club members started out at, I believe it was $2,099. It now has gone up to $2,350. It's going to be at $2,500 at midnight tonight. It's going up because there's a reverse happening. As you build out, just like when you buy pre-construction, it's cheaper to go in when it's in pre-construction versus when everything is built. Obviously, it changes the cost. So as things are getting built more and more, then price increases. But that's the only one, because Founders Club is special. SSN Lifestyle link is down below in case you want to check that out. All right, so we'll see. All right, let's see what else we have. Nothing but love in the house. And Victor says, I don't look at the price of strong so much. I look at frequency for claiming rewards. The more nodes, the quicker you can get to 10 tokens and claim. Doing this a few times a month is powerful. Now, Victor Marrero is talking strategy, ladies and gentlemen, because the coin price really almost doesn't have anything to do with the true tale of the tape. Because what I was giving you earlier, Victor Marrero, Professor Antival, and other people who are experienced in investing in crypto, they understand the power of exponential investing. So he just put it on the table, but I'm going to explain to you in some numbers. So remember when I was talking about it earlier, where some people bought in at 5,500, let's say, and now the coin price is at, I'll say 150, even though I know it's lower than that, but we'll say 150. But you can spend roughly 1,700, 1,600 to get another 10, right? Another 10 coins, and that gets another node. So you have two nodes. So at a time, the 5,500 node was paying $50 a day. So they were, we're getting 1,500 a month. Sure, it dropped down. So now it's in way smaller than that. 13, 15, 14, 11, whatever, a day. But the whole time, instead of cashing out, you just kept the money in there. And as soon as you had enough for another 10 nodes, 10 coins, you were able to compound and buy another node. So instead of having one node, you have two. Instead of earning, when the price drops to, let's say 150, instead of earning 15, you're now earning 30 a day. And if you had another node, now you would be earning 45 a day. And if you had 5 nodes, now you're at 85 or 90 a day. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? So you're getting rewards, making your money work for you. So why not compound it or claim and reinvest? Because now the more nodes you have, the more passive income you have coming in, even when the price goes down. And the beauty of the price going down is exactly what Victor Marrero just said. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, you had 4 nodes. And yeah, let's just say you bought all 4 nodes at 5,500, and yeah, it cost you $22,000. You did get back, who knows, 1,500, 2,000, whatever. But instead of cashing out, you either had that sitting in the account or you were compounding on top all along. But now when the price dropped to 150, now 10 of those, now you get another node off of your profits. So now you have 3 nodes. You used your profit from it. It didn't come out of your pocket. And even if the price drops, now you're still getting $45 per node. I mean, $45 for all 3. So there you have a simple scenario. And now you can sit there and go 45 times 30 is 1,200. By the way, if the price stays in this ballpark, you'll be able to get another node using other people's money, which is what you really want to use. That's what the purpose of passive income is for. And you keep compounding it. And then the next day, sooner or later, if this thing shoots back up to where all of a sudden it's $400 a coin, and now you have an additional 3 or 4 or 2 nodes, just think about that. That's like $80 per day, another $2,400. And you were using other people's money to do it. That's where you want to be, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's very, very powerful. That's why you have to consider passive income by any means necessary. All right, here we go. Let me see. I'm going to put this up on the screen again because this is what he's doing. This is what a lot of people are doing and have done, because there was, I don't know where we were, but somebody was talking about that they had 50 strong block nodes in 1 year. And in fact, Victor Marrero might have been the one that told me, and he was like, how did somebody do that? This is exactly how somebody did it, because they got in when strong block was only like $50 a coin. So the fact that it went up to 100, 200, 500, the guy was loving it because he was able to stack. So when the price would drop back down, then he would just claim and get another node. And when he started bringing in all this other money, now he's probably still buying some more nodes right now. So then you end up with 100 nodes. It's crazy, especially when you have a price drop like this and you were keeping your rewards on standby, the duffel bag of cash ready. So there you have it. Yes, I bought 1 node. The rest were compounded. Now I will compound every other cycle until I reach my goals or node cap comes in. There you go. There you go. That's it exactly. And I have a little thing I need to do. I didn't hit the press button. All right. So that's exactly, Auntie Val has it all figured out, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, there is Strong Block. You can go to strongblock.com and understand they have a Discord and all that. But the gist of it is you buy 10 coins and then you start earning rewards at 10% of the coin price. Now, again, Victor Marrero, Professor Auntie Val, I'm not up to speed with Strong Block because I'm looking at some other things, but let me know when they came out with the Strong Block chain. When they do, it's kind of out, but I don't know the status. Let me know if they're going to change any of the rewards, if that's going to change, if it's going to go up, down, or just stay the same, because I don't know. All right. Eric, doing the Norwegian cruise out of Barcelona, Spain in August. It goes to Rome, Naples, Florence in Italy, Cannes, France, and then Palma, Majorca. Nice. Anyone here done that one? I am rolling. No, I've never done that one. I don't do cruises. But I will say, I didn't know that. That's a very nice schedule. I would have to give credit for whatever that is a very nice one. Rome, Naples, Florence, Cannes, Palma, Majorca. All nice. Those are places you want to stay. You don't want to get back on the boat in 5 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is. You want to stay an overnight at least. And I don't mean overnight to go party, but I mean you need to stay like 2 days in these cities. These cities are old cities, ladies and gentlemen. Ancient times, you could see. They have things from 1,000 years ago sitting there. It's crazy. And Cons France is that's special. I like that. And let me know, are you going to go over next door from Cons? Let me know. That's cool. All right, getting to France. I love it. Auntie Val, that sounds wonderful. Victor, exactly. It is one. That is wonderful, man. Gary White is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here with the icon next to the name. And Gary White has a tagline, ladies and gentlemen, and he says, "Good evening, SSN family. Let's get it." That's what we're trying to do here, Gary White, because you're in the house now, and we've been talking about passive income. There is a cost to get it, but anybody on the planet can get it when it comes to stock market dividend investing. Anybody can get that crypto passive income. 1% a day, 3% a day, 10% of the coin price. We're talking about it all. Drip Network, 1% ROI. Power Node, I don't know what their ecosystem is. I do kind of like the passive poker thing they're involved with, but I need some other ecosystem. But they also give 0.7, which is it crazy. They also give 0.1. It's crazy. And so powernode.io, you might want to check that out. Same kind of thing, passive income, 0.7. In fact, they have this, let's put it this way. So I have, let's see here, 50, 60, 65, 66. I have 66 of their coins. All right. Their coins are only trading at about, what is it? $3.80. I mean, yeah, $3.80, I think. $3.79 as we speak. Because they have this nuclear node that gets 0.7, which used to be 50 coins, they just changed it to where you need 75 coins to get that same 0.7. You need 13 coins instead of 10 power coins or tokens to get 0.1. Well, doing the Victor Marrero platform, I too did compounding. So basically, when I did a claim, I created enough 10 more tokens to get a second 0.1 token. All right. So get this, ladies and gentlemen. Just heard what I said. What is that? 50 plus. Actually, I forgot about the 20. 25 and 1. So what is that? 76? Yeah, 76, I believe. 76 tokens at $3.80 apparently generates $31 a day. Now, 70 some tokens times $3.80. It's on the Avalanche network, I believe. So fees are small, or is it on the FTM? Either way, I can't never remember what everybody's on. But nonetheless, $31 a day on roughly a 400, if the numbers are right, it's only worth 400 and something in coin price. So that's not bad. That's it. So just letting you guys know, there's all kind of opportunities out here. Drip Network, the link is down below. All right. The link is down below for Drip Network. That is a link from Joshua Felder. He did a video, in case you don't know about Drip Network and how to sign up. He didn't do a video on Drip Network, but it was how to sign up. So therefore, use the link down below to get invited. And then you can go check out the video on how to do that. But it's 1%. Their coin price is down to roughly $35. So it's 1%. And it's 1% of whatever you invest, I believe. I'm not in Drip still not in Drip, because I'm doing some other things. Again, Metaverse, the neighbors, starting out. Let me see something. The metaverse neighbors starting out April 2nd is going to be public sale. This is a metaverse play, brand spanking new. The neighbors. Let me see. I don't know what their website is. I don't know what it is. So, oh, it is IO. The neighbors is spelled the old English way with neighbors with a U in it. All right. So that's I kind of find that funny. But the rewards, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you can see on the screen, April 2nd is when it starts, 6 p.m. UTC. Is that like 7 in the morning, 9 in the morning, 7? Is that 9 in the morning or thereabouts, Eastern time or something? Anyhow, here's neighbors. It's metaverse, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see what they have to say here. I haven't been over here. I'm going to go. Let's go explore, shall we? So you go buy properties. Once again, this is new. Nobody knows what's going to happen. They are starting out with the condo, the house, or the mansion. You receive rewards depending on what you have. And I can never remember. I swear. All I know is if you own a condo that you can buy for $200, you get 0.3 of the neighbor, this NEIBR token that's going to be coming out April 2nd. It's starting at $50. So if you went by just the $50, that's $1.50, right? 3% or 0.3 of $200. The house is $350. The house, $350 gets 0.6. So if you do those numbers, then 0.6, $1.83. So it's about $2, I guess. Let's just say it's that. Yeah, it's $1.95. So we'll say $2. We'll round up. But if you have a mansion, which I swear I should just get this, right? If I have a mansion, I believe it's 0.8 or 0.9. I just don't know. But if you have a mansion that costs $500, then let's say it's 0.8, then that's $4 a day, right? So that's how it starts. But as you know, in the metaverse, it could get a little different. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? We're all speculating. It would be awfully nice if $200 or $350 or a $500 mansion turns into that Snoop Dogg episode where people were buying in the metaverse $2 million homes. That would be ludicrous, wouldn't it? If somebody woke up and they said, yeah, I'm going to buy your whatever, that condo, whatever, and somebody says, I'll give you $100,000 for it. That would be crazy. But people are taking a chance. This is what I'm talking about. It's a small price to pay. There is a cost and there is a risk. So let me know if that's what you're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I'm going to take this off screen, but here's what I'm going to do because this is funny. It's driving me crazy because I did look it up the other day and now I don't know what it is. Just drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy because I thought I had the number in my head and I don't. And they're not putting it on the screen to let people know straight out the box. Here, I'll give them some more pub because I just saw something down here. Let me do this. I'll give some more pub. This is funny stuff. Here's the condos. Some of these condos have ocean view, which is hilarious. Just like in real life. They're acting like this is real life. It's kind of hard to split my brain. But if you guys can see this, this is what the condo looks like. Some condos come furnished or something, but then you got to buy the furniture. So that creates a need to buy that neighbor token, which obviously is going to be taxed. But I didn't know you could trade things. These are your assets. And if crypto is going to be an asset, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. If you're getting, remember that contract. If you were here early, remember when I was talking about derivatives? Just like right now, if Professor Antival and Victor Marrero, these guys, let's just say they have not just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 nodes. Let's say they have 7, 8 nodes, right? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty serious. Think about this. They now have the power to do something called derivative play if they wanted to. Ends up being an asset because now if things went crazy and then all of a sudden the coin price went up to $500 a coin, they have 7 of these things. 7 times 50 is 350 a day. 350 a day times 30, you're talking about 10,000, 11,000, I think, per month. Think about this. That all of a sudden turns into, you can go to a lot of places and say, hey, look, this is doing $11,000 per day. I don't want to take this money out of here. And they're going to go, okay, well, we'll give you something for that. So you might be able to turn this into a derivative play somehow. I don't know yet, but you could possibly do it down the road. I know it's going to happen somewhere. Somebody's going to monetize it this way. And you'll be able to say, hey, I'm going to leave it there. It's still going to earn that. And they'll give you a loan package for it. This is going to be very interesting. So this could actually come into play, ladies and gentlemen. So don't think small. Think passive income, because then you can actually do what the top 10 percenters and top 1 percenters do. You never will have to sell any of your assets because you can borrow against your assets, and your assets are bringing in passive income. So you want quick money, you can get the loan. You still have passive income coming left over. So if you gave somebody, you have 10,000 and somebody goes, okay, we need 3,000 a month, you still have 7,000. See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? That's why passive income is very, very powerful. And if you have a way to make it happen, it is a cost, there is a risk, but it's worth it, because if it works out, you will have 3, 4 years, 5 years, maybe more of decisions to make where you can reinvest it into other assets. And from there, you start moving up. All right, let's see. We already had Gary White coming to the house. Once again, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate your support, Gary White. Auntie Val, thank you. I am ready to get back on the road, especially now that all cruises are at a discount. This is part of the strategy. Victor Marrero said it right. See, ladies and gentlemen, he's not shy about it. He's actually given very sound and great advice. Some people are saying, I want to go on this cruise. That cruise used to be, if I remember right, that cruise used to be like $10,000, $7,000 or something like that, $7,000 to $10,000, depending on which cabin or whatever you got. Right now, I'd be willing. He's probably right. There's low demand because of COVID, so he's been able to take advantage. I love it. I love it. Exactly. Obsidian Lion, the code keepers in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And he has the icon next to his name because the only people that can be in the house are people with the icon on Wednesday night live streams. And he says, hello, family. Good day. Oh, great Sultan of financial freedom. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know it's hard out here. It's real in the field. When you say I'm soft, they're all like, whoa, that's a negative connotation. It could be, because when you tell somebody they soft, that could mean different things. But I'm taking the title, ladies and gentlemen, Sultan of Financial Freedom. You're damn right. I'll take it. Thank you so much, Obsidian Line, the code keeper, for that nickname. I appreciate it. I'll take the soft name. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support as well. And Obsidian L, good evening from Professor Auntie Val. Hello, Auntie Val. Nothing but love in the house. I want to buy a laundromat in my area for $115,000. Do I need to go to the bank with the business plan to get a commercial real estate loan? You need to see Mr. Koo. All right. Now, Obsidian Lion, the code keeper, we're going to talk investments. So you're saying they want $115,000. Have you already seen their tax document? Certified tax professional has already told you that they make X amount of dollars per year. What is the profit, the net operating income after all expenses are paid? What is it? That will tell you if it's worth $115,000. So what are you saying? There's like $7,000 profit, 6,000 profit, 8,000. What are we talking about here? What's the revenue number? So is the revenue number like 20 G's and it makes 10 G's a year? Let me know if you know. Well, you should know because you wouldn't be trying to buy it for 115 if you don't know what the profits are. Well, you got to know what the profits are, man. You got to know the NOI. Net operating income after every expense is paid. That's what we want to know of Sitting in Line, the Code Keeper. And you could actually help out because Mr. Wilson Koo can probably help you with this, but we have to understand the numbers. Let's get the likes up, family. Thank you so much, Obsidian Line, the Code Keeper. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes soon, I might even want to do a weekend or a different time zone, like the early bird SSN Nation live stream. Might want to throw one of those in occasionally now because things are about to get a little more crazier. But let us know. You might not have to go to a bank. In fact, the bank won't probably even give you a loan for 115 on the laundromat. It all depends on what we're dealing with here. All right. So we'll see. Love y'all. I exited crypto. Okay, Obsidian Line, the Code Keeper. Let me know what you mean by exited crypto. Are we talking about you sold all your crypto holdings? Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying you sold some of your crypto holdings? Let me know. There's a difference. But exited means you got out entirely. That, my friend, is what I want to know. So let's see. Get back in later. Okay, so you did exit. So you got your duffel bag of cash ready because let me know what your thinking is. Let me know what your thinking is. With exiting crypto, I'm always, everybody invests differently. There's reasons why somebody will buy a certain coin or stock or token or real estate. And the reasoning for everybody buying their asset could be different and oftentimes is different. So let me know why you're exiting crypto right now. Do you think the prices are going to go down an additional 20, 30%? Or did you make enough profit on some coins and you said, you know what, this is good enough profit. I'll set some of it on the side and wait around. Let me know what you decided and what your mind frame and what your thought was. All right. Love y'all. Exited crypto. Get back in later. Yup. Okay. Correct. All of it. Okay. Exactly. The numbers are everything. That's exactly right. Net operating income, 35,100. Hey, wait. Obsidian Line, the Code Keeper. Please be very clear. Please be very clear. And you know what I mean by net operating income, right? So let's just say it costs $50,000 a year to run the laundromat. I never owned a laundromat, nor have I ever looked to invest in a laundromat. So I don't know what the numbers could be. If it's real estate, I know what the numbers would be, but something else. Let me know because this is very, very attractive. If we're talking about NOI after all expenses are paid, and you're saying it's 35,000, and if you actually made the right number in there, and you didn't hit a 1 instead of a 4, and you did say 115,000, right? Is what they're asking, and you're saying this laundromat is getting after everything is paid 35 G's. Where do you buy this thing like yesterday? You don't have to say where you're buying it. I'm just saying, if that number is correct, you should buy it like yesterday. Now, 115,000, even hard money wise, well, 12% is 14,000 a year. That still would leave you 20 grand. That would still be a good number. Now, anything less than that, then you're going to be doing good. But 35,000 a year, you get all your money back. That would be a 3-year return on your investment. That's over my 20% numbers. That's like 30%. That's beautiful, man. Hell yeah. Where can you get in on that deal? I mean, that's incredible. All right, let's see what's happening. Sorry about that. That was on the paper. I'm going to tell you something right now. Here's the deal. Sometimes people sell because of different reasons. Some people may sell because of um, old age. Some people may sell um, because of they're just tired of doing the business. Some people may sell because they've gotten enough profit out of it and they're just like, let me get rid of it. You just never know why somebody's going to sell. It might have been passed on from somebody else. You just never know. So you're saying they want 115,000. They told you on a piece of paper that there's a net operating income is 35,000. And so the next thing is you said send over your tax forms showing, I'm assuming it's under a business. You send over the tax forms and I got to do something real quick. Send over the tax forms and um, let me make sure that this is 35,100 certified tax form where some tax accountant's going to vouch for you because people play games these days. They'll tell you because actually they should be selling that piece of that they should be selling it for at least double that amount, in my opinion. I mean, quite frankly. Now, if you're saying it needs rehab or there's some issue at the place and he's still making 35, then I could see where you might sell it for less, but this thing should not even be in the 115 range. At if you're making $35,000 profit, that's way below a sale price. Just letting you know. All right. So don't go for just paper because you're not going to be able to buy on just paper. Because if you're going to get a loan, people are going to start saying, hey, we need some certified something. We need to see what do they have there. We need to see the inventory list. We need to, in fact, might even have to go check it out if somebody's willing to give out 115. I got the breakdown. Can I ask for the tax form? Yes. Yes. Here's the deal. Here's the deal for everybody listening. Don't be shy when it comes to asking for financial information. If somebody's selling something, you can always ask for financial information. If they start hemming and hawing and not wanting to give it to you, first off, red flag. Second off, the fact that they're selling it, they already know just by the first person that talks to them and says, hey, let me see your P&Ls. Let me see. I always ask for tax. Certified copy tax returns from a certified accountant because we're in the litigious United States of America and people lie. So therefore, if we go into the place and into the deal and then we find out that this dude lied to us later, we can also go after the accounting firm. That's why you always ask for those. If they don't want to give it to you, then I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to buy it anyhow, because a lender is also going to want to see the same thing to prove that that's what it is. And they're going to want to see more than that. So they're going to want to see some accounting paperwork to make sure that that number and that profit is absolutely correct, because anybody watching this, they're going to say, how come he's selling it for 115 when he can get damn near 300? That's why it's a great deal in my opinion, but the numbers don't jive right. For 115, everybody and their grandma will buy it. Everybody will buy it. Okay, exactly. People do lie. Also, what are your operating expenses? Exactly. Vanessa Comagate, that's why you got to see their actual paperwork, because this thing about profit is 35,000 and I'm selling it to you for 115. That makes zero. That doesn't make sense unless there's a distressed sale. That makes sense. Somebody's too old or whatever. That makes sense. But even then, at that type of number, I don't get it, because that means the revenue has to be higher than that. That means the revenue could be 50. I'm thinking I don't know what the maintenance is on a laundromat, but I'm thinking 50,000, 60,000 revenue, 35,000 profit. That would seem about right. So this $115,000 price tag is a bargain. It's a steal if the number was legitimate. That 115 price tag makes it seem like it only makes $6,000 to $10,000 in profit annually. It doesn't. That price does not say 35,000 in profit. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a number. Investing is a numbers game. So, and just like she's saying, operating expenses, we got to see the whole ballpark, the whole ball game, because something's not adding up normally. But you could have found a gym. So, you might know somebody and it's not even on the market, and you might have found a gym. So therefore, you need to make sure that the paperwork. I'll never forget one time. I got stories. One time, Oklahoma City, there's a hotel, convention center hotel that's sitting there vacant. Oklahoma City Thunder just moved into town like year 2 or 3. This guy, I'm checking it out. We're talking. It's all crazy. Facts. I've done this before. Exactly, Vanessa Comagate. Obsidian Line, the code keeper. Where is this laundromat? Oh, man. Evening. Gary W. Obsidian from Wilson Coo, showing the love. Albany, Georgia. All right. Cool. Your lender will ask for the details on the property and the P&L. Tax return for 2 years. Liens, equipment list with purchase. Exactly, Wilson Coo. He even added more stuff that they're going to ask for. He's got it exactly right. So there's no way around it. They have to give up the information. They can't withhold it. But again, Obsidian, that is a bargain if the numbers, what you said, are true. And these guys, let's just say they fuzz the number. Even if the guys would have said its profit is $25,000 after expenses, that's even still a deal at 115. Here's the question. Sometimes you have to go, why is he selling it for 115? You're going to have to find out, does he own the building? Is this a lease? Because if he's leasing it or renting the building, that means he may know something you don't know, such as maybe he knows that he used to pay rent at $5,000 a month and now rent's going to be $10,000 a month. But you don't know that because you're going to move in, lease is going to change, and then the guy goes, it's $10,000 a month. All of a sudden, that $35,000 profit is no good. So just saying, check out everything. Don't leave no stone unturned when it comes to deals. Do not get too excited, because I get excited because that number is ludicrous from an investment standpoint. What I mean by ludicrous, I don't mean in a bad way. I just mean if it's profiting $35,000, he should be selling it for more than 115. That's all I'm trying to say. The numbers don't lie. And I'm pretty sure whoever's selling it's not going to be really, even under duress, they're not going to do that unless you know them or something. But nonetheless, I'm glad I can discuss this with someone. Obsidian Line, the code keeper. That's what we do here in the SSN Nation. Like I said, we have investors, we have lenders in the house. We have people that have done this before, so they know what's going on. Flag is waving for me, y'all. Need more details. Exactly, we all do, because everybody knows if, like I say, Obsidian Line, the code keeper. Here, it's plain and simple. It's a hell of a deal if the number is legitimate. If the number is legitimate, one hell of a deal. Trying to be more than average, family. Amen. F average. Be legendary. That's what we're trying to do, man. So I don't blame you. Do the damn thing. But when you make an investment, you're making your money when you invest. You're not making the money just because you go, oh, yeah, I'm going to make $35,000 profit. Now I'm going to owe whatever the $115,000 loan is. You might, well, actually, it's going to be less than that because they might want some money out of your pocket. But nonetheless, you're going to owe on a loan. So now you're going to sit there and say, okay, well, I get to keep 20K maybe, or 25, whatever, annually. But then you might find out at the laundromat, well, wait a minute. let's just say it had 20 units there, 20 machines, right? But you might have a whole wall that you can put another 5 or 6 machines on there. And then you might be saying, well, wait a minute, instead of us making $35,000 a year, we can bump this to 40, 45,000. You just increased your value, the value of the business. And then you should turn, well, I'm going to tell you right now, this is almost worthy of flipping. So if the numbers were correct, it's almost worth like, okay, buy it for the 115, then turn around and put it on the market for 250. I mean, this is crazy. I can't fund without the info. Yep, that's right, Wilson Koo. And he just gave it to you, actually, Obsidian Line, the code keeper. This is exactly what a lender will ask for. Let me see. I'm going to break it. Let me see if I can find this. So I'll put it up on the screen again. Here it is. This is what a lender is going to ask for. So that gives you an idea. If you find a hard money person, they may not ask for all that, but they're going to ask you for they're going to want to see their P&Ls. They're going to see their tax returns. They're going to want to know about liens, and they're going to know what the assets are. And things such as, do you own the structure that it's in? Are you paying for the structure? Or are you just paying for the business and somebody else owns you're renting from another person? That matters too, because any day they could always kick you out. But nonetheless, you need to make sure that you control 100% if possible, because sometimes people sell leases and that'll present a problem down the road, especially when you're a new guy in town. So just keep that in mind. But anyhow, there you go. That is a lender. But there are people out here that will give you 110,000 or 100,000 and do a deal with you with these type of numbers that you're talking about because of the LTV and the P&L number. That's beautiful. And he said it. I can't fund. What's your rent? Get a printout from the IRS in regards to the biz income transcript. There you go. Vanessa Comagate even throwing in some extra. She's right. You're right. Sultan level is where I want to be. You got to shoot for the stars. Exactly, man. Exactly. Don't go for that little stuff. You want passive income? You got to work for it. There's a cost involved for it. And here's the cost also that's going to be involved. You found that deal. But after you look through the deal and all of a sudden the guy goes, yeah, well, I actually only made, after everything's done, I only make 10 G's profit. And that changes the whole ball game. You're like, well, then I'm sorry, I can't do it because I don't have 115 cash. So, and if I'm going to spend 115, I don't even want 10 G's. Quite frankly, because like you exited out of crypto is nice, but I'm going to put it to you plain and simple. 100 G's, you could put in the stock market on a 10%, I mean, damn near index fund and get 10% a year. So if you're only going to get 10%, that's no fun. 20% is a little harder. 30%, like what they're presenting here, that's a slam dunk if the numbers are right. So you'll get there sooner, but keep doing these type of deals if possible. But the warning is, even if you can't do this deal, you took the time, it helps you understand what lenders are looking for, what hard money lenders may be looking for. Then over time, it'll get easier and you won't feel intimidated at all, because then when you go in, you're like, hey, I'm trying to buy this. I need this info. And trust me, there are some people that sell property. They will not give up the info. And that's automatically red flag, because they're just like, I'm like, wait, I'm not the only investor calling you to buy your property. So the fact that you don't want to give up P&Ls or rent rolls or anything else, I'm just like, then there ain't nothing to talk about, because this ain't going to be based on your good word. I mean, what the hell are you doing? Everybody who's going to buy your property for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million is going to be asking for the same thing. Just like Wilson Koo said, it's the same thing. It's not like you're special. You don't get to go, I'm not going to give up the P&Ls. I'm not going to give you my tax stuff. I'm not going to give you information. Then you're not getting any money, because you're going to be, it'd be ludicrous to pay something all cash when you can borrow at sometimes 3%, 4%, 5%. Why would you give up all cash? You can make 10% on your cash while you sleep. So why would you give up cash? That's just crazy when you think about it. So therefore, don't feel bad. And sometimes people get attitude. Sometimes people go, why you want that? You don't need that. I told you what it was. I'm like, oh, whoa. You're the one talking mess that it makes this profit. I got to verify it because I'm going to have a lender verify it anyhow. I can't just take you by your word. We're going to have to produce something that's legitimate. And like I say, legitimate means I need a CPA signed off on your tax returns. And by the way, you should already have this. Not you, Obsidian. I'm talking about the guy that's selling. I'm like, you should already have this ready. I get offended when a guy's trying to sell, even if it's 115,000. I don't care what it is. A guy's trying to sell something and it's been on the market. And then I call up and ask the guy for his tax returns. I need the certified public accountant tax return, the one you file with the IRS. I need all that rent. I need numbers. I need to come in and talk to who's managing the place. I might want to keep them. All that stuff. If you want to act funny, I'm just like, next. That's the part. There's a cost. Sometimes the best deals on paper, when you look into it, you find out there's something else going on. It's not worthy. And especially with laundromats, I'm not familiar with them, but business-wise, you have to always pay attention. Like I said, is the building his that you're buying also? Is it leased or rented? Because now you're going to have to deal with the landlord and find out if rent is going to go up. Even if the deal is, like you said, $35,115, now you have a variable. Because if you know that you have a lease and it's 10 years and it's going to be that number, then you're cool. But if that lease is going to expire in the next year or month, that means now you're going to be at the mercy of the landlord. And he could easily do what landlords are doing around America right now. All of a sudden, 40% price increase, 25% price increase. So it's very important that you know who the landlord is if you're not going to be owning the building. All right. So make sure you own the building. And if you don't, and the guy goes, I lease it or rent month to month, you need to find out what that rental note and situation is. If somebody goes, I'm renting month to month, then you're going to be ripe for getting possibly screwed. So therefore, you got to go see the landlord at this point. You got to go see him and be like, hey, man, you got to be straight up. Hey, I think I'm going to buy this place. What's going on here? You're going to raise the rent. You're going to put this in writing that prematurely, if I do buy this place, you're going to put something in writing that I'm going to be able to lease it for X amount for 5 years, 10 years at this rate or whatever we work out before you buy the place. Do not buy something and then you find out later that the guy had a month to month and the guy's going, hey, man, yeah, the other guy paid 5 G's a month, but you're paying 10. And you're like, what? I just bought this place. What are you doing? The guys go, okay, you don't have to pay me 10. He's like, okay, see you later. Somebody else is going to pay for this space. Good luck. All right, just giving you an idea, man. Don't go crazy. Don't fall in love with the deal. There's always something else that you need to check. You need to get the lease info. Is it a risk for the lenders if your loan is beyond the lease and you can't operate? There you go. There you go. There you go. Exactly. So that's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for chiming in and helping out Obsidian Line, the code keeper. But again, this is a steal if it's those numbers were legitimate. But again, you're going to fall into that category, like Wilson Koo just said. This category right here is major. You need to find out if he's on owns the building, and that means you're on the building, or if it's on a lease or a rental program. You need to know if he has a lease. You need to find out if it's transferable. Check into that. And if it's not, again, you're going to fall victim. And I say victim because we know what happens in a lot of instances when somebody finds out a business is for sale. They generally will know the business is for sale, and then they know the new guy coming in, that's a chance for them to raise the rent without having a hassle about anything. And then you're stuck. You're just like, wait a minute, I thought it was 5 G's a month. And you took that into consideration at your purchase price. So don't get caught. There's different things that can happen. All right. But it's not scary. You just find out. That's all there is to it. This is just real estate. You can find another deal, but you don't want to overpay for a property. So if a property comes in, and we'll use this, it doesn't matter if it's a laundromat, a house, a condo, a multifamily, a duplex. If it's 115 and these are the numbers, right? And if it's real estate the old-fashioned way where you live in or rent it out, now you own the whole structure. Some of this doesn't even come into play at this point because now it'll be a little bit different. But let's just say you bought a condo in a HOA. In Florida, there's a condo that was selling for $25,000, $35,000 in a gated community in a golf course. On the surface, everybody and their grandma would buy this because they're like, wait a minute, this golf course is a PGA championship golf course. They have a clubhouse. And you mean I can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo and it's only like 40 grand? Yes, you can. The problem, the HOAs were something like $20,000 a year. That's why people were trying to off these condos at $60,000, $40,000, $30,000 because they were paying $20,000 in HOAs. Crazy. So just be careful is all I'm saying. All right, let's see what else we got going on tonight. We're going to wrap this up. We're 2 hours, 8 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. We got into the other passive income. The laundromat idea is perfect passive income. When you're talking about warehousing, what I mean actually is storage unit. That is passive income for low maintenance locations, right? Storage units. If you can find one and get a good deal on one, that is the one to get. I had a guy whose lease ended and they didn't want his business in the building, so he couldn't operate. See, there you go. Obsidian line, the co-keeper. Exactly. This is exactly what happens. The guy then bought the business and all of a sudden they're not renewing his lease. They're like, we don't care. You just wasted some money. We don't care you owe anybody any money. Yep. So that's why you need that lease information, because it will come back to haunt you if you don't know if it's you own it, it's rented, leased. You need all of that. And if they come back and say it was rented, okay, well, what is it? Is it you set some lease up or is this month to month? If he says month to month, then you can't do you can do the deal, but then you need to know how much it is and you need to go contact the guy, the landlord, because you need something in place. And it's actually better if you had something in place with the lender. So the lender goes, oh, so if you move there, you're going to have a lease for 5 years, let's say, at this price, or 10 years at this price. Yes. You also need to go down to the building department and you need to make sure that nothing is happening to your building or next door, or part of something's going to be missing. Especially, again, this is so attractive that it's almost like a red flag. It's almost like there's got to be something wrong, because at 35,000 ROI after expenses and they only want 115, there has to be something, either duress or family passed away and then somebody inherited something. There has to be something. And so your next move is to go check out downtown and make sure maybe there's some redevelopment, maybe some eminent domain. I mean, you need to double check everything. I know Albany's like small and all that, but still. But with current market, he was not able to find a reasonable rental space. Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point, Wilson Koo. That's what I'm worried about. If you buy a business and you don't have your rent or lease locked in, this is where you could just have wasted money, time, and effort that you didn't even bother with in the first place. Devil in the details. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream where it's members only chat. And he's here. And AKA Mr. I want to change the name. But I almost want to say Mr. Cashflow. But we won't say that. We will say Mr. Financial. And he says, I just had friends sell her 3 rental properties. That's right. I applaud her. 20% increase 2 years in a row, 40% over the last 2 years. Plus, it's based on the income producing property numbers. This is at all-time highs for right now. Price in real estate generally is going to go up even higher over the next few years. That's just the nature of the beast. But the point of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, think about it. It's one of those things. Think about it. She's trying to hedge, sell all the rental properties, stack the money, wait around, whether it's going to be 6 months, whether it's going to be a year. In theory, it should happen where real estate should go down. And now you're going to be able to pick up the same like property for potentially 30%, 40% less. Potentially. We'll see what happens. I don't know what are properties, but they're rental properties. So that means it's in the personal rental space. So anything can happen. Unfortunately, though, whenever you have retail properties, they generally will not come down as much as residential because those numbers are different. It's based on the income coming in. But anyhow, nonetheless, she's doing a good thing, I think, because I think there's going to be other assets that she's going to be able to buy down the road. I can fund storage places, and it's a big money maker. Exactly. Big time profits. Whenever you're in business, you verify or validate information. Trust but verify. Exactly. That is a big money maker. Storage facilities. You got that right. Yes, storage are great places when town grows, then bust after real estate crash. Yep, that's it. Laundromat has only machines and utilities plus water to run and rent. So it's likely that they are making that. I know they make money if in the right area. Yes, Wilson Koo, I don't doubt them making money. It's just that the sale price should be higher. So that gives me, I'm already have my antennas up. I'm like, whoa, I need to go above and beyond what I need to check on this. That's all I know. Vanessa, you are right. Yes, I taught my clients to always check the IRS transcript because accountants lie. There you go. That's another very, very good information, ladies and gentlemen, that I even left out. She mentioned the transcript before because she's right. You ladies and gentlemen, you will be, look, accountants, CPAs, they have license to actually do the right thing. But believe it or not, they will actually sign off on documents and say that it made X amount of dollars and sign it, knowing full well it didn't, just so they can have their client sell it to somebody. So she's exactly right. So thank you so much, Vanessa, for mentioning that again, because that is very important. Yes, the sale price is too good. Exactly, Wilson Koo. It is too good at that rate. I mean, so that means there's a red flag to me. I'm already like, hold on. I like the number too much. That's too good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're 2 hours, 15 minutes in. Hopefully you got some of that passive income ideas with crypto, passive income ideas with short-term rentals, naturally with real estate, multifamily, even businesses that you should start. And stock market, crypto, real estate, all passive. Starting a business, passive. So there's 4 things that we've always talked about. Passive 2022 is what you're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. That's just all there is to it. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up because I got to run. And we'll talk about it. So hopefully I'll see you on Friday at 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what the topic's going to be, but of course, it's always about some way that we can monetize ourselves, some way that we can help ourselves down the line, because it's going to be needed in 2023, 4, 5, 6, and on. All right. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We have that. And if you guys ever want to talk about any subject matters, you guys know you can always send me an email or make a comment and we can get into it. There was somebody, I keep forgetting about this. Somebody wanted to talk about start your engine. And I mentioned it and I keep bringing it up. Yes, the sale price is too good. Absolutely trust no one. There you go. I can get you a sinkhole in Florida for a steal. Have a great evening, everyone. Wilson Koo, he's killing me with the sinkhole. Obsidian Lion, the sinkhole. All right, Start Your Engine is an investment platform, and Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank. He has his face on there, so people are thinking, okay, he's an investor, he's part of this. No, he's a spokesman, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting paid to be the spokesman for Start Your Engine. All right. They're just basically an investment platform, similar to what I was talking about with SSN Lifestyle, Ring of Fire. It's the same concept where you pool your money in and then they make investments and then you receive some sort of return on the investment. Same similar thing, just like any, Fundrise or anybody else that has these platforms where they do group funding. Same type of thing. And except, like I said, Mr. Wonderful is actually a spokesman. That's what they pay him for, and so he doesn't own it. So just keep in mind about that. But again, I don't know their structure because I had to sign up or something. And I was like, forget that. Why can't you just tell me what you're doing? But that's just the way it is in this day and age. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And Obsidian Lion, the Code Keeper, says, love y'all, family. Good night. Good night to you too. Thank you so much, Obsidian Lion, the Code Keeper. And once again, the Sultan of Financial Freedom and friends hopefully helped you out with that thoughts and what you should need to do and get that information for that laundromat. Wilson Koo, you just toss some soap and a paddle to mix it up. Just like Trump put his name on buildings that were not his. Exactly, Vanessa Comagate. Exactly. Auntie Val. Exactly. People don't know all about these games that people play, ladies and gentlemen, and then say, you see my name's up there. That means that building's worth $50 million. I can borrow against this, right? Crazy stuff happens. Crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you for being here once again. Thank you, everybody who has the icon next to your name, for being a member of the channel. I appreciate your support. Check out the latest video that I dropped just for members only. You can only see it. And everybody else, thank you for being a subscriber. And if you're not a subscriber or a member, thank you for watching the video and the live stream. And if you have any comments or ideas or thoughts, you can always comment down below. I check all comments from all videos all the time. All right. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.